All right, welcome back. The debt ceiling bill is now in the hands of the U.S. Senate after the House Speaker, Kevin McCarthy, was able to pass it through the House last night. The Senate Majority Leader, Chuck Schumer, says he's going to try to speed up its approval, a vote possibly at some point later this evening, maybe tomorrow as well. Democrats want to get the bill to the president's desk as soon as possible, seeking to calm concerns about the government being able to pay its debts if the bill isn't signed into law by Monday. Now, besides suspending the debt ceiling for 2 years, the measure will cap non-defense spending next year at 1% and increase some work requirements on those receiving food stamps. Senior advisor to the president, Gene Sperling, joins us live from the White House once again. Gene, thank you for joining us again. We appreciate it. You know, this is in the hands now of the Senate. And yeah, of course. And there's still some concerns from Senate Democrats. For example, I want to show you what John Tester said earlier today, a moderate Democrat from the state of Montana. He said, quote, "The debt needs to be addressed. This is the wrong way to address the debt. Just the wrong way," Senator Tester says. Gene, you know where we are right now, 31 trillion in debt. We might be at 50 trillion in a decade from now. Does that concern you at all, the trajectory of where we are, no matter what happens in this deal?
Well, we have been seeing the deficit starting to come down. It's gone down $1.7 trillion. And this bill does have spending cuts in it that would further reduce the deficit. But look, we all would have done this a different way. President Biden has had a plan that would reduce the deficit another $3 trillion. His plan would have cut hundreds of billions of dollars of subsidies to big pharma for prescription drugs. It would have cut oil and gas subsidies. It would have asked millionaires and billionaires to at least pay a minimum amount of taxes. And his plan, again, would have reduced the deficit by $3 trillion. Their plan would have done all of that with what we thought were extreme spending cuts. So we're in divided government right now, and what this is an honorable compromise that, let's just be clear, this is not just hypothetical. Yesterday, it passed in the Senate, not with one, in the House of Representatives, not with one party supplying almost all the votes and the other party coming in with a few. It had very strong majorities in the House, and it had in the Republican and the Democratic side. So I think you've already seen the ultimate results.
Yeah, no, I get it. And you talk about, some spending cuts down the line and et cetera. But again, we're talking about 50 trillion in a decade. You're one of the top economic minds within Democratic circles. I mean, are you comfortable with that?
Look, I would like us to take it on in the way that the president's proposed. We're in divided government. I do not agree with Speaker McCarthy that the fundamental problem is we should have gone deeper in non-defense discretionary spending. That's where a lot of the most important investments we have in research and fighting crime, border security, Head Start, individual aid for children with disabilities. That's the area this is cut. We think there is a lot you can do that isn't on the backs of working families. I mean, we don't agree with the view that when somebody decides that they think there's a fiscal problem, you start by asking what valuable services can we cut. We're glad that we protected the benefits of Social Security, Medicaid, Medicare. We're glad that we protected. We're glad that we protected the investments that are bringing $400 billion in new investments to manufacturing in the United States, which we believe will encourage growth and jobs and revenues in the future. We should bring the deficit down. It's come down $1.7 trillion under President Biden.
We've been showing a live shot right now of the Senate floor as the Senate is going to take this up. Expect it to pass and that this will be the end all. But when you look forward, projecting the economy, you got the staff at the Fed warning of a mild recession. You got CEOs, many of them, calling for a possible recession in the near future. We hear, for example, from Costco, Macy's saying that consumers are pulling back. Dollar General, Dollar Tree had similar warnings. We are hearing this warning from every single level of the economy, top money managers as well. Is it not reasonable to believe, sir, that there could be a recession here looming of some kinds at some point here in the upcoming few quarters?
Well, listen, we've been having that projection coming from a lot of people for a while. And what do we have? We're at 3.4% unemployment. We're still having robust job growth. We are seeing this economy moving forward. You know, none of us have a perfect crystal ball on the economy, but I think that we've seen remarkable resilience in this economy so far. Nobody should ever dismiss anything in the future. Just in an average year, you always have to worry about external shocks. Things happen.
Right.
And yes, I mean, we read all the different forecasts, and we read them and we take them into account. But I'm just saying that I could have been on the show a year ago or a year and a half ago, and people be saying that. And yet, this economy has stayed resilient.
Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.